Also write music, so I've written for some artists and stuff like that, but I've never done anything for me. So I started writing for myself, and it feels real good. So I want to share this song with y'all. Tell me what y'all think. It's just an intro to the podcast. No, not that one. Not that one. Let's get it right. All right. What's the name of the song? There we go.
Mm-hmm. Baby, hey, hey. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the vibe, it's a brand new day. We breaking no chains, throwing pain away. Generation shifting, we gon' find our lane. Learning how to live, not just play the game. Ain't no fear where we're going. It's the glow we're showing. From the lessons we've been knowing. Now the rich flow's growing. Welcome to the Rich Lounge. Yeah, we rise above, we rise above. With rich thoughts, rich ideas, and rich hearts full of love. No fears, unfeared, no fears in here. We clear, clear the air. This is wealth for the soul. Everybody say yeah. The Rich Lounge. No fears now. Yeah. Listening generates wealth, the kind that money can't measure. Motivation, elevation, transformation, that's our treasure. We moving past the stickiness, finding our new next level. It's time to live rich in every sense of the word. Rich Lounge. Rich thought. Rich ideas. Let's go. Rich hearts. No fears. No fears. Oh, no. Rich Lounge.
Yeah, that's called Welcome to the Rich Lounge. Yeah, I'm in my feelings right now one. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. I'm going to play that again before the night over, all right? That's about my daughter's in the background like that. You slayed that. I'm learning what slayed mean. I was offended the first time I heard that. Thank you. Yeah, so we have a conversation about promise. You know, I like using myself for an example. And so I was a person that always make promises to myself. Good evening to you, Queen Elvira, everybody on the MSC network. So I was notorious for making promises, and I was a very loyal, committed person. You can always depend on me, and I would keep my promise to you. But I had a hard time keeping promises I made to myself. So I think this is just a really good time to have this conversation about breaking promises and keeping promises. And I actually, shameless plug, I actually wrote a song. Another one. It's called Promise. There's two versions, Promise 1 and Promise 2. I used to always break my own promises, but I would keep my promises for others. So if I ever committed to anything or anyone, you better believe that I would always keep my promise to others. And I had no problem breaking my own promises to myself. If anybody can relate, willing to be honest, put promise in the chat. If you can find your way in the chat, put promise in the chat. I'm going somewhere with this. Hey, loving Shadia, Jazzy, Bogart, Renee, Najee, congratulations. Kawanabe, everybody else that's listening, right? Thanks, Veronica, Deborah, Manis, Pebbles. Promise. That's right. Good evening. Thanks for joining. We're putting promise in the chat because you know what they say psychologically, that the endorphins in your brain and the front cortex portion of your brain is triggered when you write things or you type things. So we're going to make a promise to ourselves tonight. And this is a good time to do it. A lot of people wait to the New Year's Eve and you know, however you choose to bring it in, you make a promise, then it's very easy to break it. And I know I've broken almost every promise that I've made to myself, especially the ones that would have really put me on the next level. And I didn't mean to break them. I was just more committed to promises that I had made to others in other circumstances, situations, and I had committed myself and I made sure that I came through. But when it came my time for me, I didn't keep my promise. And if you can relate, we're going to change that dynamically today. We're going to change that. Let's not wait for December 31st or January 1st to make another promise that we're going to break, unfortunately. And it's easy to break promises for yourself because that's a clear indication that you sometimes you give grace to the very same thing that will get you to the next level. You give yourself so much grace in that, and you think there's such a large grace period. But there are people that are leaving this world without fulfilling their own promises that they made to themselves. You know, we can leave as children, as teenagers, as young adults, as elderly people. We just don't know when our time is. But I can almost assure you that at some point in your life, you began to make promises to yourself and you broke them. And I'm an advocate for that. I have broken several promises. And where am I going with this conversation is that you just never know. And I'm not going to be morbid with this. I'm going somewhere with this. It was a couple of weeks ago. It's a true story. Now, mind you, just like you guys, I have gifts and talents that God has given me. And you guys have your own gifts and talents. And I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure they're pretty distinguished. And a lot of you guys' talents are suppressed, are unknown, and the world don't have a clue that you can do those things that you do. So listen, I'm telling you a really quick story. This is just recently, a couple of weeks ago. I was riding the elevator to the 20th floor, and I pressed the button. I got on from the very first floor, and I pressed the button to go to the 20th floor. I had to go to the 20th floor. And the elevator shot up like a rocket. It just went extremely fast. And I had never, and there was obviously something mechanically wrong with it. It wasn't supposed to go that fast. It just skyrocketed. And I'm feeling myself as if I'm going to go through the roof. It is going just this fast. And I was like, this is not humanly possible. I felt like we were going to go through the roof. It was just me in the elevator. It was a freight elevator. It was the industrial type of elevator. Very true story. So I remember it going extremely fast. And I'm like, this is not good. So I'm holding on to the walls of the elevator. And I was like, oh God, is this it? Is this it? And then as it got to maybe the 8th, 9th floor, it began to go its normal speed. And I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, so now I'm trying to get off on the very next floor, and it will not let me off the next floor. It's continuously to drag me to the 20th floor. It's a horrible ride. So it gets to the 20th floor, and I'm waiting for the doors to open, but it doesn't align itself all the way. It's stuck between the 19th and the 20th floor. and I started reaching for the alarm, like the help me button, the call help, whatever, the red button. And as I'm reaching for it, the elevator dropped one floor, just free fell. It just dropped. So I hold on to the wall again. And as I began to reach for the call button, it dropped about another 2 floors, just free fell. And as it's dropping, when it stopped, it feels like I hit rock bottom. And there's a camera in the elevator, and I'm wondering, can they see this happening? So while I'm going through this, I can't even reach for the phone in the elevator. I can't even reach for the buttons because it appears that every time I reach, the elevator drops a floor or two. And if you have ever been on a roller coaster, your stomach just leaves its place and it just goes up to your chest, you know? So I'm saying to myself, I'm not thinking about anything else but all the broken promises. As weird as this sound in this moment, I don't want to die in this elevator, but I'm thinking about everything I didn't get a chance to do, and they're going to come scoop me out of this thing from either dying from a heart attack or just the sudden impact of falling all the way 20 floors down. At some point, the elevator just kept dropping floor at a time. And I was like, if I could just stay alive until I get to a point where, you know, either it breaks completely and stop moving, because it was trying to take me up and it dropped, and it take me up and it dropped. So I'm thinking about, wow, this is how it ends for you, Rich. This is it for you. And I'm saying to myself, wow, I have so much more life to live, and I've promised myself that I would just go 1,000% towards my goals, my dreams, my visions. But now I'm in this elevator, and this might be it for me, and I haven't even scratched the surface. Now, if I would have kept my promises, I still wouldn't have wanted to pass, but I would have had some level of feeling of accomplished, where my family, my daughter could say my dad lived a full life. But I knew in that moment, as I'm dropping from the 20th floor, that I wasn't done, and there was so much for me to do, and I didn't want to end like that. So once I get to the floor, I ended up back probably, I don't know, maybe the 18th floor, where it just went up and then the doors opened up halfway. So I was in between floors, and I had to, I'm 6'4", I'm tall, so I had to step really high to get out of the elevator. And the elevator tech or the emergency crew, whatever it was, they were there to help me get off the elevator. But I remember making a promise to God that if you let me live through this situation, I made a promise that I'll be more faithful to you, and I have been. But I would also be more faithful and committed to the promises that I made to myself. I didn't feel like I was going to leave this world owing a lot of people. I didn't feel like I was going to leave a lot of things undone for commitments I made to others, but I realized that all the ones that I had made to myself were unfulfilled. So I wrote a song. It's called Keeping Your Promise. Can anybody relate? And when I got off that elevator, my life changed. And it wasn't that I was really afraid, because they played the tape back and they was like, man, you were real cool. You just took a knee. And I did. I took a knee in the elevator while I was going through that. I just took one knee And part of me was praying, and the other part of me was like, okay, if it hits the bottom floor from the 20th, at least I would just break, you know, my knees or whatever the case is, my legs. But by the grace of God, that didn't happen. I was able to get off, no injuries, nothing hurt but my pride, and I'm scared to death, right? But what I walked away with is understanding that as healthy as I was when I got on that elevator, as many plans as I had when I got on that elevator, as many things I was looking forward to in my future when I got on that elevator, just like that, I could have almost not been here. All I can think about outside of my family and being gurneyed out of here were all the broken promises and all the great things that I could have done that I didn't get around to doing. Think about that. See, because some of us believe that we're going to get old, or we may be diagnosed with something and it's a transformation, or a lot of us just don't know. Like it was a regular day for me just doing normal business. I just needed to get on the 20th floor. Never in a million years. So giving God all the glory, and I'm sharing my testimony to you on how I was being so casual with the promises that I had made to myself. I was being so casual and feeling like I had so much time and so much opportunity for me to get to my promises. And I know we have a habit of making promises at the end of the current year leading into the next year. And then at the very beginning of the next year, we're breaking our promises. And I'm hoping to encourage you with this story that don't be so casual with what you need to be doing for you. That you have been gifted with something. You have been given a second chance or an opportunity to do something magnificent, but at some point we stopped believing, or we put things to the side and we got distracted. We let people and things and situations deter us from what we know our value is and what we know our worth is, and we break promises to ourselves, and we show up for other people. We show up for our employers. We show up for our friends and our family members. We show up so that we are not considered irresponsible to them, but we sometimes are more irresponsible to ourselves in breaking promises than anywhere else. So what promise that you made to yourself that you didn't keep? I'm not talking about a lie. I'm talking about the promises that you made that you will never be in this situation again, that you would never not put you first, that you promised during that second chance opportunity. What promises that you made that you forgot? What businesses that you never started or you never finished? What book that you never started writing? What relationship you didn't break off from? What luggage that you promised to let go that you're still holding on to? I'm just saying. Anybody can relate? Put some hearts, put some ones in the chat if you're loving what you're hearing. We all have broken promises that we've made to ourselves. And in my family, they would tell you, if he makes a commitment, Richard is going to keep his promise. Good evening to you, Queen MJ. I am notorious for keeping my promises to everyone, but I am also notorious of breaking almost everyone that I've made to me. Imagine if you would have kept all of your promises, where would you be? Where would you be? But here's the good news, folks. You can start today of understanding from my story and my testimony that tomorrow is not promised. So in the interim, while we're living this life, let's keep the ones that we've made to ourselves. And if you haven't made yourselves any promises, make them and keep them. Don't break your promises. What's up, V Speak? Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. But that kind of led me. Hey, Carol, how you doing? That led me to write this song. It's called Promise, and it might be a shameless plug, but I'm gonna play the song. And there are two versions of it. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear the song Promise, written by me. Original. It's not on the radio. This is like a VIP exclusive listening version. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear it. And just think about my story of being stuck in the elevator and all the promises that I didn't keep, and I was about to be out of here, and I never kept my own promises to myself. All right. So listen to the words very carefully. I wrote this song. I think it's a hit, and I'm like Erykah Badu. Everybody sensitive about this stuff. So here's the song. It's called Promise. This is the first version.
You said you'd never leave me. When the lights got low, you stayed. When the storms tried to drown me, you turned my night to day. I remember all the times I doubted, still you never turned away. Now I'm walking in the sunlight of a brand new grace today. So when I lift my hands, it ain't out of habit, it's truth. Every step I take is a vow I made to you. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You carried my soul through the longest climb. Every tear I cried turned to strength in time. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You said joy comes in the morning, and now the morning's here. I can see the mountains moving, I can feel your presence near. I was standing in the ashes, now I'm dancing in the flame. What the enemy meant for ruin, you turned it to praise. I won't forget your faithfulness, your mercy's still brand new. So my heart sings like a witness of all that you've seen me through. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You lifted me higher, now I'll let my light shine. Every mountain move, every valley climb. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. Hey, you kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You lifted me higher, now I let my light shine.
Here we go, folks. Hey, that's from the elevator right there. Y'all like that? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The song is not out yet. I saw somebody ask, "Where can you stream it?" I have not released it. That's just a cold, rough version of it. I'm hoping it be out before the holidays. It is a bad album. I spent so much time producing for so many people, and I kept my promise in producing for them. But I never really did anything for me. So this is the first time me doing something for me. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for all the love. All the love. Thank you. Thank you. So I will let y'all know y'all will be the first. So make sure you're following me. It's real smooth. There's another version to that for those who thank you so much for all the love. I am humbled. There's another version I made of that for my steppers. See, I'm a stepper, so I'm not a real good dancer, but I do step a little bit. Thank you, Carol and Miss Jazzy. So, hey, Carolina, I want to ask you guys, what promises, and think about that, what promises that you didn't keep to yourself? One of them was for me I spent so much time in the background, so much time behind shadows of people, and no one really knew my name. No one knew my value, and I was a hidden gem, and I like being in the shadows, and I like being behind the curtains. But at some point, God was like, I didn't give you all these gifts and talents for you to hide. And y'all know the story about, who he gave talents and what they did with it. And I don't want to be that person. So what is it that you have? And I don't care how old you are. What is it that you didn't do that you still can do? Where's your hope? Where's your faith? Because life is so short. It is so, so short. So I haven't been on the air on Fridays and stuff like that because I've been really working on stuff that I love to do. But I'm going to encourage you guys to really let's take a 7-day challenge. And with that 7-day challenge, let's make about 2 or 3 promises that we know we can keep, but we typically don't keep these promises. It could be something like waking up and just praying every morning, or getting your clothes ready the night before, or going walking, or not eating something that is detrimental. Like, let's make a commitment, a 7-day commitment to not break promises that we make to ourselves. And let's get into the habit of not breaking promises that we make to ourselves. Because I know I was a notorious serial promise breaker when it came to Richard, but I would never break a promise to anybody else. But if I had really kept my promises that I had made to myself, I would have been so far along in life. But you know what? I'm where I'm supposed to be, and you are where you're supposed to be. But the question now is, what do you do with the tools of your own promise? And the reason why you make promises to yourself, because you know they're what you need to do. They're your subconscious energies that are telling you what you need to do to live an abundant life. And this is why we make those promises. And this is why when we get those second chances, or, maybe you could have died, or maybe there was an accident, or maybe there was a situation where you almost didn't make it. And it's in that moment you begin to make promises until grace steps in and saves you from that situation or circumstances. And then you just forget those promises, or you delay them. Stop delaying what you owe yourself. Be more committed to you than you have been. Be more committed to you than you are to others. I'm trying to help somebody, because a lot of us or in the shadows of our own life. A lot of us are only living 15% of our worth. A lot of us are living way below the value of who we are. A lot of us are in the poverty mindset, but we are really wealthy in our promises that we didn't keep. So if you're wondering why you are where you are, I don't know where that is. It's because you've invested into the promises that you either kept or broke. I'm trying to help somebody. Can anybody relate? So me being stuck in the elevator and listen, if you've never been on the elevator that dropped floors, it's not fun. So in that moment, I made my promise and I kept it. So if you see my behavior changing radically and seeing that this man is doing stuff, he's releasing music, he's performing, he's doing all these other things, he's getting back to where he used to be, is because he promised himself that he would not break promises to himself again. I will break them with others before I break them to myself. And the truth of the matter is, sometimes we're more committed to people that have almost zero commitment to you. And this is the truth. I've produced artists. I've done very wonderful things for people. I've helped authors. I've done so much for so many people that made promises to support me in return, to endorse me in return, but you would swear I have nothing to do with a book release. And there's several authors out there that never even really acknowledged me in their book, and I was the book. There's several artists out there that have music out there that I've produced and written that have never acknowledged. They're family members that I've supported. There's so many people that I kept my promises for, and it was so easy for them to break theirs to me. But just like this song I'm about to release, the only person outside of God, the only worldly person that will be here for me every second is me. The only person that's going to always show up for you 1,000% of the time is you. So why won't you make the promises to you and keep your own promises? Because you're the only one that never abandoned you. So let's get back into the habit. Put the energy, like Carol say, back into you. You know, people say promises were meant to be broken, not the ones you make to yourself. Okay? Stop breaking your own promises. And the reason why you internally make promises to yourself, sometimes they're delusional. They appear to be delusional. Sometimes they appear to be hard to reach. Sometimes people will think you crazy for the thoughts that you have and the dreams and the goals and the visions. The reason why your brain are allowing you to think of these things, because deep down inside, your subconscious know that it's possible. Deep down inside, your subconscious know that these things are obtainable, and that if you keep these promises, and the reason why they come to you is because they're very, very, very possible. And that's God giving you a thought that you can actually do it, and it's very self-sustaining and very fulfilling. But because you break promises, and a lot of times we break promises to ourselves because we're afraid of how we're going to look to others. And we are so, let me tell you something. Comfort is almost like a crisis. We find comfort in dysfunction. We find comfort in disabling ourselves from our next level. We find so much comfort in not doing. You need to to treat being comfortable without moving, treat that like a crisis, because comfort creates crisis. If you don't believe me, watch the news. The way the benefits are being taken away, the way that people are being furloughed or laid off, and programs are being cut. A lot of people are panicking because a lot of people were comfortable. Sometimes being comfortable create crisis. So let's get to the point where we're not so always comfortable. It's not comfortable for me to be in the light. I was actually an introvert. I was never really in the light, but I don't mind the stage now. So, y'all enjoying this conversation? Hopefully, you can start making some promises tonight. Let's not wait till January 1st or December 31st. Make the promise today. Keep the promise this time. Treat yourself like the stranger that you don't want to let down. Treat yourself like the job you don't want to be fired from. Treat yourself like the person that you want to impress. Ask me who I want to be. I want to be me 3 years from now. That's if you're going to have an idol, which you shouldn't, I'm idling Richard 3 years from now, if God would keep me here. Start impressing the next version of you. Stop impressing people that can't do anything for you, that don't bring you value. Start keeping promises for the next level. Can anybody relate? All right, so let's get back to the promise keeping business for ourselves. Be committed like you are to the people that you've worked for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Be committed. Just like, some of us had to take care of our parents, our children. We had to raise other people's children, and we had to do this. We had to put our lives to the side. We committed ourselves to relationships. We committed ourselves to so many other things. Committed yourself to the church. You commit yourself to all these different things, and you promise, and you keep your promise, and you fulfill them for other things, people, and institutions. And then when you look at yourself, you got questions. You are the answer. You should have kept your promise. So let this be your season, all right? That's right. Queen Discernment said, commitment and consistency. Listen, the hardest thing I find that people struggle through is consistency and discipline. That is the kryptonite for most failures. So, this is your season, right? Keep a promise. Keep your promise. So, put some hearts in the chat if you want to hear the second version of promise. I'm just sharing it with you. No, it's not available. If you Shazam it, it better not show up. Put some hearts in the chat if you want to hear the promise too. It is for my steppers. It's more of a smooth vibe. All right. And let me know what you think for real, because I'm about to publish it and pull it in the stores. All right. All right. Let's hear promise too.
Yeah. You said you'd never leave me. When the lights got low, you stayed. When the storms try to drown me, you You turn my night to day. I remember all the times I doubted. Still you never turned away. Now I'm walking in the sunlight of a brand new grace today. So when I lift my hands, it ain't out of habit, it's truth. Every step I take is a vow I made to you. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You carried my soul through the longest climb. Every tear I cried turned to strength in time. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You said joy comes in the morning, and now the morning's here. I can see the mountains moving, and I can feel your presence near. I was standing in the ashes, now I'm dancing in the flame. What the enemy meant for ruin, you turned it to praise. Oh, I won't forget your faithfulness. Your mercy's still brand new, so my heart sings like a witness of all that you've seen me through. You've been true, kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. You lifted me higher, now I'll let my light shine. Every mountain moved, every valley climbed. You kept your promise, so I'll keep mine. So I'll keep mine. Oh, keep mine, keep mine, keep mine. You kept your promise.
Yes. Thanks for all the love. Yeah, man. So I thought I was gonna die in the elevator, so I was like, "Hey, man, let me keep my promise and do what I said I was gonna do." Thank y'all so much. So when y'all see that come out, make sure y'all vibe with it on social media and let it rip. All right. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Yes. So keep your promises. The whole album it's got that vibe to it. Steppers is all inspirational, motivational, and it depicts my personality, my character, what this whole show and this whole lounge and this whole network has been about. Just positive people, being inspirational, man. Just helping us understand that we could live a fulfilled life if we be truly committed to ourselves and start keeping the promise. All right. So I know the world is doing what it's doing. And some of us are glued to the news, and we're glued to the television. There's so much bad news. From my understanding, Dallas Cowboys lost a star today, unfortunately passed away, and a lot of folks have been unaliving themselves for various reasons. So check on your people, check on everyone, mental health. Check on your own check engine. You know, if your check engine light is on, check on yourself, man. I believe mental illness, and now I see it a lot on social media where everyone's being transparent with their mental illness. And I think everyone on this planet has some level of mental illness. So let's normalize that we all have some levels of stress, anxiety, depression, or social issues. We all have them. No one is exempt from them. We have gotten in the habit of masking our mental circumstances, and we mask them well. The person next to you, or 3 doors down, or the next cubicle, or sitting next to you in church, or standing next to you in the grocery store, the whole thing is, how well can that individual mask their circumstances? It's not whether or not they have them, it's how well they're capable of hiding them. And now it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or at a poverty level. No one is exempt from some level of mental exertion. No one's exempt from being burned out. So check on your people and check on yourself. Make sure your check engine light is being taken care of. Okay? So, what promises are we going to make? What's up, Queen Discernment? Let's start getting into the habit. This whole message is about commitment, discipline, and promise. And you can do all that with faith. So let's check on our mental health and make sure that we're doing well. And it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes you got to unplug. Sometimes you have to detach. Sometimes you may have to cut some people off. You may have to turn the noise down. You may have to get rid of circumstances. Don't be pulled in a direction where you would not go. I had someone ask me the other day matter of fact, it was yesterday. I had someone ask me, how do you stay so focused? I started realizing that I had to understand that not using the word no was causing my crisis. Not understanding when to say no to people. And we're so invested in keeping promises to people that we don't say no to them, but we'll say no to ourselves before we say no to someone else. And we will compromise our own self and be pulled in a direction that will be a distraction, therefore forfeiting your own promise. How many of us are guilty of that? Many of us are guilty of making promises in relationships and giving your all and giving yourself 100% to a relationship. And then if that person passes on, if that person leaves you, or there's a divorce, then you've promised and devoted all of you into something that wasn't promised to you. So you'll be there for you all the time. You will never leave you. Even when you leave here, you will leave with you. But people will leave you. Jobs will deceive you. Your money will leave you. It will come and go. Your health will leave you. But you will always be there for you. And the shame part about it is that you have no problem disappointing you, and you've never left you, but other people have left you. Let's treat ourselves better. All right? Because you'll never leave you. I don't care how much you don't like you. You cannot leave you. And some people that we make promises to could leave us in a heartbeat. Situations can be over in a heartbeat. So don't give up on yourself, man. Let's get these promises. Let's put them back where they belong. Let's check our hearts and see where we're wasting our energy and our time. Can anybody relate? So how I stay focused is I started ridding myself of everything that didn't have alignment with my dreams and my values, with my goals. If it did not have an alignment with where I was going and what I wanted to do, that means it was less fulfilling for me, but maybe more fulfilling for someone else or that situation. So work on your alignment. Make sure that everything aligns itself with who you are. Period. It's like being in a nightclub and they smoke and they drink and they drop it like it's hot and there's a lot of twerking going on. But you want to have a good time. But what's happening in that place may not be in alignment for who you are and what you represent. Stop going to places and stop being with people and doing things that you don't have consistency and an alignment with. Make sure you're walking with the people that have the same rhythm as you. That doesn't mean get rid of your family, get rid of your friends. It means that everything has to be done in decency and order, and make sure it's prospectively handled. You don't have to stay. You can still visit, but you don't have to stay. You don't have to do what they do. Make sure there's a complete alignment. The more you're not in line, the more likely you are to break your own promises to yourself. Okay, y'all can relate? All right, so I got about 2 minutes. Ask me any questions you want to. I love having these conversations. I'm trying to help somebody. Listen, I've been in bondage, even though I'm out here in these streets, streaming and doing all that. I've been in bondage by my own broken promises, and I freed myself, and you could do the same thing for you. Focus. It's like eating seafood, right? Some people are allergic to seafood. Don't even go to the restaurant. Be laser focused coming into 2026. Start today. So, put a 1 in the chat if you're going to take the challenge. The challenge is to come up with 2 or 3 things that you're going to promise yourself that you will do without breaking for 7 days. What are you going to promise yourself? And we're going to exercise this, and hopefully by the time the brain catches on that we get addicted to keeping our promises, put a chat if you're willing, put a 1 in the chat if you're willing to take this challenge. This is making 2 or 3 promises and keeping them for 7 days. Rather it's waking up earlier, rather it's exercising, going going to bed early, or a little less time on TikTok, or a little less arguing, or a little less wasting your time. Like, let's be consistent with our discipline and our promise, and let's promise ourselves something we know we need to do. Let's do it for 7 days. And I'll check back with you next Thursday. Let's do it for 7 days. I'm willing to bet you that if you did this thing, these 2 or 3 things that you promised yourself for 7 days, you will feel a tremendous change and shift in your life. You will feel it. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I'm going to check back with you next Thursday. All right? Put the word promise in the chat if you're with me, because I'm going to do it too. Yes. Let's keep our promises, all right? Love it, love it, love it. Thank you guys for all the love that you showed me. Hopefully by the holiday, the album will be out. You guys will be able to support me. Appreciate the love, Betty and Cynthia and everybody else. How you doing, Miss Dorothy Board and Carol and everybody? Lady CK, thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed you guys. So I'm going to leave y'all with the promise, all right? All right? All right. Make sure you DMing me and staying in contact and following and doing all that good stuff. We got some great things coming up here on the network. And thank you. I'm so humbled by your gifts, so humbled by your input and your support. And it's a beautiful thing when you can get love and support in this social environment. Know that here in the Rich Lounge, I promise you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until the next time, keep your promise. I'm going to check on you Thursday. Love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Good night.
You said you'd never leave me. When the lights got low, you stayed. When the storms tried to drown me, you turned my night to day. I remember all the times I doubted, still you never turned away.